Hey there and happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for making the time to catch this replay. If you are, drop a note in the comments. Let me know you're watching and let me know what questions you have or what your favorite takeaway is from the tips I'm going to share with you today. I am packed and ready to get on a plane in just a few hours, headed to San Diego for Social Media Marketing World. This is a massive event where thousands of people are going to show up, and it's an amazing networking opportunity. But when you're going to an event like this, or really any networking opportunity, the key question is, how will people remember you? For those of you who don't know me or don't know me well, my name is Carrie Price. I'm a brand messaging coach, helping ambitious service-based business owners find and own the words to stand out, be heard, and make your message roar. Now, that means having a message that is relatable, one of a kind, actionable, and reliable. And I want your networking to roar as well. So in today's live video, I'm going to be chatting about the goals that you might want to consider setting. And yes, you should have goals for every event that you attend. How you can easily start relatable conversation, even if you're an introvert, even if you're uncomfortable talking to new people, how to show up as one of a kind and be memorable without having to do anything goofy or quirky, like color your hair or wear something odd that people will remember you by. I want to give you some really actionable takeaways to help you be remembered, and my best tips for actionable and reliable follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up, you guys. People are going to be meeting tons of people, and the real connections are going to be made after the event occurs. So I'm going to jump right in. I've got some notes that I want to share with you. If you're watching me live, please say hello. If you're watching the replay, please let me know you're doing that too. If you've got any questions along the way, drop those in the comments. And if you think that this topic could benefit others, please share it. So as I mentioned, I am off to Social Media Marketing World in San Diego. I'm flying out in just a few hours, and I will be there for the rest of the week. And it's a huge event. I heard that they're expecting more than 4,000 people to be there, jam-packed with amazing speakers and lessons for different sessions for us to listen to. But it's also an amazing networking opportunity. Now, I'm already impressed with the event, and I'm not even there yet. They've had so many pre-networking opportunities, and they've got so many things organized while you're there, even if you're coming solo, even if it's your first time at the event, to help you connect and meet people in smaller groups. But it can feel really overwhelming when you think about, what can I really get out of a large networking event or a networking opportunity like this? Now, all the tips I'm going to share with you today apply even to smaller networking. And by the way, you are networking in your business every single day, whether you are doing that online when you're showing up in Facebook groups or, connecting with people on social media, having virtual coffee chats, whatever the case might be, and every in-person opportunity where you are representing your business and your brand. Now, I want you to make the most of every single one of those, even if you're an introvert, even if you're uncomfortable, because this is how we build our businesses. People can't buy from us if they don't know us, right? They won't learn to know, like, and trust us unless we can very quickly build relationships, establish our expertise, and be remembered when people either personally have a need or know somebody who has a need. So let's start by talking about goals. Hey, Terry, so good to see you. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Okay. Yes, you absolutely should have a goal when you're going to these events, but this might surprise you. It's probably not the goal you think it is. And I've got notes. I actually have notes in a couple places because I was away from my computer writing on paper, and I've got some up there. But let me just tell you, your goal when you go to a networking event is not to get a new client. Let me know if that makes you question or if that feels uncomfortable, or if you think that's what your networking goals should be. It is not to get a new client at that event. Okay. So let that sink in for a moment. Let that just take some of the pressure off of going to a networking event. Because how many of you feel like I've got to go network and I've got to like get a client out of it or it's not worth my time, right? And so you feel like you're in sales mode when you're networking. Just release that. Let that go. Your goal is not to sign a client. Now, if you get one, that's a bonus. Okay. And I will wager to guess if you do it properly, and I'll share some of my best tips with you today, you really establish yourself as an expert, that you can get clients in the follow-up, but that's not your goal. Your goal when you go to a networking event is to make connections and build relationships. Now, what kinds of connections and relationships should you be looking for? Yeah, maybe it's your ideal client. But you know what? Chances are, like, just let go for a moment that your ideal client might be in the room. What you're looking for, though, is referral partners, people who know your ideal client. Maybe they're in a complementary business from you. So I've already started connecting with people that I'm looking forward to meeting in person when I get to San Diego, who are social media managers. They do marketing implementation. They do website development, copywriting, graphic designers, all the people that help you bring your message to life and help you implement it. I'm looking to connect with more of those people. Now, there's two reasons for that. One is I pride myself on being a connector. When I hear somebody's got a problem or they come to me and they're struggling with something and it's not my area of expertise, I love being able to say, you know what, that's not what I do, but here is somebody who does. And I like to be able to connect people to each other. Now, selfishly, I also connect with these people because they also don't do messaging, but their clients need to have a solid message for them to do their jobs better, right? So I like networking and connecting with people in complementary supporting businesses to build those relationships. It rounds out who I know and who I can refer people to, and it lets me plug into them in their networks. Okay, so you're looking for referral partners. You might meet people where you've got a joint venture opportunity. Now, that doesn't have to be as formal as going into business together, but it could be that you do offer an event together or even a joint webinar together, or that you you do a guest expert live exchange. You go live in their group, they go live in yours, right? So you're looking for opportunities where, again, you're complementing each other, but where you can be supporting each other. Let's not call it formally, but, just a little bit more clearly, right? So you're looking for who can you collaborate with on something. Maybe it's that you offer a bonus training in their program and they can offer a bonus training in your program. And now you've increased the bonuses, you're exposing each other to each other's audiences, things like that, right? And you might just find your biz bestie or other entrepreneurs, small business owners that you can form a peer mastermind with, other people going through the same thing that you're going through so that you can support each other. I love this about in-person networking events and just in-person events in general, because we work in an online virtual space and that sometimes can feel isolating. So getting to be able to meet with people in person helps, but then building those relationships that you can then bring back online or virtually and stay connected, supporting each other. Maybe it's a new accountability partner that you check in with once a week, or it's a small group of people that you mastermind together once a month in a peer mastermind style, right? So you're looking for all of these awesome, wonderful opportunities, because meeting people online, everyone's trying to build relationships, right? But when you are able to sit down next to somebody or across the table from them, you'll connect with people in a different way. And that's what you're looking for. That should be your number one goal when you're going to any sort of networking event. Again, if they happen to be your ideal client, awesome. Or if they know somebody, awesome. But that's not your goal. Your goal is not to walk away with a client. All right. Let me know how that makes you feel. Does that make you feel relieved? That takes a little bit of the pressure off of networking. Does that make you feel like, are you thinking right now, Carrie, you're crazy? All networking is about getting clients. Drop in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'm going to grab a sip of my tea and then we're going to jump into the next topic. but I would love to know how that makes you feel. For me, that takes the pressure off. It lets me have a whole lot more fun when I go to these events, and I'm not like stressing over, am I going to like get a new client out of it? Okay. All right. So when you come from that place of making the connection, then you just get to be more present, right? Sandy says that's why I love my Impact Driven Entrepreneur podcast. I love events to connect. Yeah, Sandy, I've been on multiple podcasts lately, and it's been so great to connect with the podcast host and being able to share, I love doing these Facebook Lives. I'm actually wanting to start to do more interview style because, again, there's more of a connection there and more of an opportunity have actual dialogue with people. So yeah. Sandy says, I've met my best friends from events. Yeah, me too. I've got some really close entrepreneurial friends and buddies that we stay really closely connected with. And many of them are because we got to meet in person, and that really solidifies your relationship. Okay, so let's talk about, now you're there. Okay, you've got your goals identified, and now you know it's about building relationships. It's not about signing clients. How can you easily start relatable conversations, even if you're an introvert? Now, I technically am an extrovert when you take the Myers-Briggs thing, but I have introvert elements to my personality. I'm a small group lover. Like, if I took the Strengths Finder assessment, if you've ever taken that, it ranks your top 32, ranks the 32 talent, themes or strengths that you have. My number one is relator. I love to build relationships, but really in like smaller environments. I mean, I love being in groups of people, but honestly, I can only handle that for short periods of time. What I love is to connect one-on-one and in smaller groups. But not everybody is comfortable striking up a conversation with a total stranger. But look, you guys, I'm going to tell you how you can easily do that. Again, no pressure. Like, this is going to alleviate all the pressure of networking. Ready? I want you to have 3 questions canned, planned in your mind and ready to go. And here's the ones that I would recommend. Now, if you're in your big event, like I'm going to Social Media Marketing World. So first of all, the first question is, introduce yourself and say like, hey, what do you do? And get to know the person a little bit. So the first question is just getting to know each other. Now I'm going to give you a tip on that in just a moment, how to make sure you are showing up as somebody truly memorable when you're introducing yourself. But ask them, hey, so what do you do? And then ask them like, why did you come to this event? Or what are you hoping to gain out of this event? This is going to let you see if you've got things in common. Like, hey, maybe you're going to be attending one of the breakout sessions together, or maybe you're going to be on opposite or, different events. But as you connect and get to know each other, maybe there's an opportunity for you to connect up afterwards and sort of share notes. So ask them, what are you hoping to learn or connect? What are you hoping to learn, or what do you want to get out of this event? Now, if you're not going to like a learning event like Social Media Marketing World, but it's a networking event, you might ask them, what are you working on right now? And where do you need some help? Again, I like to be a connector. People love to talk about what they're working on. So ask them like, hey, what's the thing you're working on in your business right now? Is there anyone I can help connect you to? Notice how the pressure is not on, let me tell you why you want to stay connected to me. It's about adding some value, right? But this allows the conversation to be relatable. You're getting people to talk about them. They're going to, in response, by the way, ask you the same questions. So be prepared to answer any question that you ask. So I'm going to be asking everybody, hey, is this your first time at Social Media Marketing World? Because it's mine. So if it is their first time, I'm going to be asking them, what do you want to gain out of being here? And I'm going to share my response. And if it's not their first time, I'm going to ask them, so what should I know as a first timer? Like, what are your best tips for me? And why'd you come back? Like, what's so great about it that made you come back again? These are amazing icebreakers and conversation starters, and makes it really easy to just start building a relationship with people. See if you connect, see if you relate to each other, right? And then, at the end, ask, hey, is there anything I could do to support you or anyone I could connect you to that I might know in my network that you're interested in meeting? So again, look to connect them with somebody. Now, if it's you, awesome. If it's not, awesome, because people will remember when you were helpful to them. They will remember when you help make a good connection for them. Okay. That's how you start conversation. It doesn't have to be like I'm pitching myself. I'm telling you all about me. It's about genuinely wanting to know about the people that you're meeting. They'll in turn ask you back those same questions and give you guys an opportunity to have a real connection. Makes sense? Okay. Now here, let's talk about, so here's my thing. When you're asking these questions and you're meeting these people, you better have a really killer introduction. One of the things, this is in any marketing that you do, it's about how clear you are in your message. You guys know I'm all about that. I want you to make your message roar. How do you do that? You have an impactful introduction. Find a way to introduce yourself in 7 to 15 seconds, because that is all you have. People, especially at a big event, people are like trying to figure out who they want to spend time with, right? They're meeting a lot of people. They're going to connect with some people and want to talk a little bit more. And some people you're not going to connect with and you're not, and that's okay. But at the very minimum, you want to make sure that you are leaving them with your impactful introduction. Now, if you don't have that already, go grab my free cheat sheet to help you craft yours. Here we go. Just go to introcheatsheet.com, download my free cheat sheet. It is my favorite formula. It packs in the most important parts of your message into 1 to 2 sentences in a way that people will know exactly what you do. You're not going to be left with the question, so what does that mean? Like, what do you do? It's going to tell people who you are, who you serve, what you do, and why they should care. So go grab your cheat sheet and make sure you have that put together, because if not, you're going to stumble and ramble and you're going to lose people before you even have an opportunity to create a real connection and build a relationship with them. Okay. So make sure you've got your impactful introduction. Okay. That's going to help you be one of a kind and memorable. Trust me, if you cannot introduce yourself succinctly, you will quickly just fall away in their minds. They're meeting so many people. What is it that's going to help them remember you? What's going to help you stick out in their mind? You want to be memorable. You want to be one of a kind. Now, again, that doesn't mean you have to dress wacky or dye your hair or do anything like that. Although if there is something visual about you or an element of your personality that people really relate to, they're going to remember that. But with an impactful introduction, and the ability to really clearly explain what you do, that's going to help. Also make sure, do I have my hang up? I do. Make sure that you've got business cards, right? Now you could have paper business cards. Let's see, my light's a little glary. So you want your business card to help you be memorable. Check out the back. This is what I want people to remember about me, that I help you make your message roar, right? Oh, it's a little blurry. So this is I'm going to hand you this paper business card, right? But something new that I'm doing this year, and I'm going to share with you guys my screen. I have this year a virtual. Okay, let's see. Is it sharing that? Nope, I'm sharing the wrong screen again. This happens to me every time. I'm not quite, don't quite have that down. Let me just move it over here. We're going to cheat. Okay, look, you guys. So I had my graphic designer create me this image that's basically a digital business card. And here's how I intend to use that. When I meet people, if they don't have a physical business card and we just want to swap contact information. So first of all, they'll have my paper one, but I can message them either on Facebook Messenger or send them a text if they give me their phone number. if I send them an email, my signature area has all my contact info, but I can now send them a virtual business card with some key information, right? And if I don't do it right then while we're talking, like if we're not just swapping contact info right there, at the end of each day when I've got their business cards, or maybe on breaks in between, because I will plan on taking some like quiet time breaks throughout the days, I might go ahead and message them right away. If I've got their cell phone number, I might send them a text and tell them how we connected. I'll say like, hey, it was so great chatting with you before the whatever session. I'd love to stay in touch. Here's my info again. And so I'm going to remind them where we connected at the event, and I'm going to make sure they've got my digital info. And now they also have my cell phone. Like now we're connected digitally as well, right? So I've got both paper business cards and now my digital business card that I can instantly share with anybody. Yeah, Sandy, I love business cards too, but you've got to make sure that yours communicates the right message and helps you be memorable. And that what you do with theirs is really important too. And I'm going to talk more about that here in just a moment. Okay, let me switch back to camera. Okay. I will figure out getting that getting the right screen. I don't know why I can't seem to get that right. Okay, so paper and digital business cards. Now, here's my favorite tip for you for how to make your networking experience actionable. Oh, it's upside down. There we go. Have a Sharpie with you. Make sure it's a Sharpie, not just any pen, because the moment that you meet somebody and you get their business card, not while you're still talking to them, but as soon as you're done, jot notes down on the business card that are going to help you remember them. Whether it's, hey, here's what we talked about, or if they say like, I was sharing with you what questions to ask, like who can I connect you with? What can I help you with? I will write that right in front of them on their business card while we're standing there. So they know I'm taking seriously that I promised them that follow-up. So make sure you have a Sharpie with you. And the reason a Sharpie and not a pen is if people have coded business cards, mine are uncoded. So any pen will write on them, but not everybody does. Some people like shiny glossy cards and they get coded stock paper. A regular pen might not stick to it. So have a Sharpie. I have 2 in my bag already. This is not the one because I already have 2 in my bag so that I can write notes immediately to remind myself where I met them, what we chatted about, or something memorable. Like if we were chatting and sharing stories with each other, maybe, they say, oh, I have 3 cats too. Awesome. I'm going to make notes of that because you will not remember if you don't make a note. You probably won't even remember at the end of the day. So don't even think that you'll remember at the end of the day. As soon as you can, jot notes on their business cards before you tuck that in your bag. So that you can remind yourself of your conversation. That's going to, again, help that relatable connection. It makes this actionable for you. But when you do follow up with them, we're going to talk about that next. You can follow up with them specifically. It won't be generic, right? It won't be like, hey, we met at Social Media Marketing World. I don't remember where and I don't remember what we talked about, but I have your card and I'd love to stay connected. Now you can follow up and be really personable, right? Which is what we want to transition right into next. And that is how to rock the follow-up. This is what is going to help you be reliable. You've introduced yourself with your impactful introduction, which has your relatable, one-of-a-kind, actionable, reliable message in it, right? You are going to build relationships that you want them to instantly see you as an expert. Your intro should do that. You do not have to sell yourself. Make sure your introduction does the work for you so that you can focus on building relationships and connection. You're going to keep that Sharpie with you so that you can make notes on their business card. You're going to make sure they have yours, whether that's your virtual business card or on paper. And when you get back, maybe that night, maybe not, because everyone's just like networking and enjoying the event, right? But as soon as possible after, like I have 2 days next week, Monday, Tuesday, I don't have a whole lot planned because it's all about the follow-up. So I want you to rock your follow-up. Here are some of my best tips for that. I want you to make sure you think about what your follow-up process is. This is all about just general sales process, not just sales though, right? Like have a process, know what your systems are, where you're going to put that contact information. Don't come home with a pile of business cards that stays a pile of business cards. Get that into whatever system you use to track your follow-up. So whether inside your contact management system, get all their information in there, all the notes you remember about them, your conversations that you had, that you met at Social Media Marketing World, so that when you connect and follow up, you always have that history, because it'll be hard enough to remember people on Monday. You will absolutely not remember them 2 weeks from now. Okay. So get all of those notes out of your head, off the business cards, into a system, and follow up with them. Send them an email. Remind them how you met, what you talked about, where you connected. Ask them what they thought about the event. What was their favorite session? Now, I have the all access pass to Social Media Marketing World. So even if I don't attend a session in person, I get all of the recordings. So I absolutely want to know what sessions other people went to that they were like, oh my gosh, this is going to change my business. And I can start to queue up which recordings I want to watch. Because I mean, it'll take a long time to watch them all, right? It's 3 days of events in a convention hall that's almost a mile long. That's 3 days of things times however many breakouts. It could take you months to watch everything. So I want to follow up with those people that I connected with the most to find out which sessions they thought were worth really spending time on. And I want to share that with them too. So I will share with them, this was my favorite one, or this was my favorite takeaway. You know, we talked about when we met, we both wanted to learn more things about Pinterest. Here's what I learned in this session, and it was my favorite takeaway. So as you're having those communications and those interactions with people, what they want to learn, add value when you follow back up with them, right? And if you promised them or said that you would connect them with somebody, pass on that contact information that you promised. Be reliable. Now, your signature on your email should reinforce exactly who you are, right? If you get an email from me, you'll see it's make your message roar, what that means, invite you to join my Facebook group. I don't have to actively promote that. If people connected with me and they want to check me out, they will know where to find me, right? All of that's also in my email signature. If you go check out my personal profile, it'll link you to my group. You'll see an image promoting my group, or to my website. Everything's going to interrelate to each other. For the people that respond and resonate with you, make sure they can find how to connect with you, where to stay in touch with you, and where to get great information from you. Okay. So for those people that you want to get to know better, maybe you guys hit it off. Oh, because here's the one thing, like, don't monopolize people's time while you're at an event. I mean, spend enough time with people if you're making genuine connection, but know that there's a lot of things that they want to do too. By the way, this is a tip. If you actually want to get out of a conversation that you're just not relating to, you could say something simply as, look, I know there is so much to see here, and I know there's other people that you want to meet. So let's connect after the event and stay in touch, and like gives you an opportunity to like unplug, because you've got to protect your own time too, right? That you aren't looking for people that you want to connect with. And if you're not relating to people, like, it's okay, move on, right? Just like not everybody is your ideal client. Not everybody is somebody that you maybe care to keep close in your network. Okay. So when you're following up with people though, if there were people you really genuinely wanted to get to know better, invite them to a virtual coffee chat and say, hey, I really enjoyed those few minutes we got to spend together. I'd love to continue to know you better. Would you be up for a virtual coffee chat? And then invite them to schedule that with you. I look forward to, over the next couple months, having more one-on-one follow-ups with people that I get an opportunity to meet with in person to strengthen that relationship. See how we can support each other. Again, being in business for yourself can sometimes feel lonely, but you've got to build this network, right? Now, you'll notice all along that I've been telling you, like, it takes the pressure off of selling, and that you're not like promoting. But if your message is clear, if your introduction is powerful and impactful, if everywhere when they check you out, your message is reliable and you are positioned as an expert, all that stuff does the selling for you. If when they go to check out your website, you are instantly seen as an expert because your content positions you that way. Your message will do all that work for you. You don't have to then feel like you're always in sales mode. Just be really laser focused on how you show up and how you are seen as that expert, right? So again, if you don't yet feel like you have that in place, make sure you go at least grab my intro cheat sheet, introcheatsheet.com, so that you can get comfortable introducing yourself in a really impactful way and go have fun at these networking events. Yes, they can feel intimidating. Yes, they can feel overwhelming, even to the extroverts. But especially to an introvert, it's going to feel overwhelming. Make sure you have some downtime for yourself. Take breaks, as you network with people, take a break to jot those notes down on the business card so that you can follow up with them. That also just gives you some quiet time. There are networking events like every night that we're there, and I probably will not go to all of them because I will just need space to regroup and re-energize so that I can show up with the best energy that I can as I'm meeting people, but more importantly, as I'm absorbing all the things to learn at an opportunity like that. Okay. So let me know, by the way, if you are going to be at Social Media Marketing World, please drop that in the comments below. Send me a message. Let's connect. I would love to meet with you in person while we're there. And I'd love to hear what you are looking forward to and what some of your favorite takeaways are when the whole event is over at the end of the week. Whatever you do, whether it's a big networking event like that or it's a small networking event, I want you to make sure that your networking roars, that you show up with a message that allows your networking to be relatable, that lets you be one of a kind and remembered, where you've got an actionable process with actionable takeaways and still be seen as a reliable expert. Even though you're not trying to get a client while you're there, even though you're not doing the hard sell, build those relationships. Let all of your message everywhere and all of your marketing do that work for you when people check you out, because they will. Just show up and be relatable. That's the most important thing you can do. All right. Don't blend in. Don't be a wallflower. Make the most of every opportunity that you have to meet and connect with other people. And you can do that the easiest when you make your message roar. I look forward to hearing what your biggest takeaways were. What is one tip that you learned today that you want to apply the next time you have a networking opportunity? Terry, you're so welcome. Terry says, thanks for the great content and have fun at the conference. Thank you, Terry. I'm looking so forward to it. You guys, I will be sharing behind the scenes some of my biggest takeaways each day. I'll be on Instagram and Twitter throughout the day, and I will be live inside my group, the Messaging Den, every evening to share one or two of my favorite takeaways over the next 3 days. But I know I will be coming back with a lot of great information I'll be sharing with you. I'll be queuing those up for future Facebook Lives right here on this page every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you guys soon. Bye for now.